Indonesia. I've seen from Lampung. Lampung is south part of Sumatra, not south part, yeah, close to Jakarta actually. And then from where? Yeah, and then some professor online as well. We have Professor Basuki, and from University of Gajah Mada as well. Hopefully, this guest lecturer benefited to all of us. The topic is two generalization of group, hypergroup, and N groups. I can imagine in our life today, we have many groups, especially WhatsApp group. Yeah, and then all of us somehow is fed up with too many messages. Yeah, that's our life now, and exactly we have hypergroups. Is it related or not? I don't know, but in my mind, as we discuss about group, I always thinking at this time, my life, especially I have many groups. And I have many assignment from group as well. That's why sometimes I forget it. I don't want to open the group because it will be some assignment from the top management of IDS. That's our life now. Ngerti ya? Ngerti ya? Jadi, sorry, I speak in Indonesia now. Bapak Ibu mohon maaf, saya pakai bahasa campuran. Jadi kita sekarang itu banyak pakai grup. It's similar with the title ya, hypergroup, no hypergroup, but hypergroup or N group. You know, you have many groups in your life. Ya, ada grup yang SD, SMP, SMA, TK, alumni, and many things. Yeah. Okay, sorry, not too much. Okay, I think for the time, I would like to say thank you again to Prof. Bijan. This time is the second time Prof. Bijan visited us. And 2 years ago, I think Prof. Subiono and also Prof. Diki visited Yazd I usually pronounce Yazd, different. Yazd University in Iran. But hopefully, I don't know, next year maybe another lecturer will invite you, maybe Pak Paul again, with different good class professor, maybe hopefully with the national one. Okay, thank you so much for coming to this international guest lecturer. Semoga bermanfaat dan barokah buat kita semua. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much for your experience. Now, I think it is now for Prof. Bijan. Would you like to start now? Yes. Okay.
Have to use microphone.
Okay. Before we start, I would like to hear some point from you. Can you give my points? Bu Novita, Bu Fitriani, or anyone in the Zoom room, can you hear me?
Okay. This is audible. I can hear you.
Thank you so much for your confidence. Now I think I will give the time for Prof. Bijan to start his lecture. Thank you.
So can we in the whiteboard also?
Yeah. So. You have two places here. What about the whiteboard? Is it connected as well?
Yes, connected.
Okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum.
وعليكم السلام.
First of all, I would like to thank ITS and Department of Mathematics and the Department and all of you to invite me. I think this is the fourth time I visited Indonesia and 3 times here. Today, I would like to talk about the 2 generalizations of groups. But first, I mentioned, I began to study algebraic hyperstructures. Around 25 years ago, when I was a PhD student. Then, after learning about hyperstructures, I tried to connect these subjects to other areas of mathematics and science. For example, pure mathematics, biology, chemistry, physics, graph theory, physiology, mathematical analysis, process, subsets, many branches of mathematics. You see the title is containing the area of this structure, but today I would like to talk about 2 generalizations of groups. And connection between algebraic hyperstructures and ordinary algebra. If I have time, I explain about R3 and R4. But we begin with the definition of group. Here you see the definition, a system G and O, where G is a non-unit set and O is a binary operation, is called a group if it satisfies the following condition. 1, associative law. 2, the equations A point X equal to B and Y point A equal to B have solution in G for all A, B, C in G. When you see this definition is different from the definition in the books, in the usual book of group theory. Group theory, we have associative law, neutral elements, inverse elements. This is the exercise to show that this definition is equivalent to the definition of group in every book. But when we say binary operation is a function binary operation is a function from G cross G to G. So we say function. If we use ordinary function like this, a function from G cross G to G, then the definition of group will be like this. F from G cross G to G, the first again associative law. The second one, instead of A point X equal to B, we wrote F, A, and X equal to B. And instead of Y point A equal to B, we write F, Y, A equal to B. Two equations. Before I continue, since for the study of different hyperstructures, we must learn group theory carefully. Here I introduce two new my books about group theory. The first one, the first course in group theory. For undergraduate students, the second one, groups and symmetry for graduated students. Now, we wish to generalize the concept of group. Instead of binary operation, for example, we wish to consider ternary operation. Here we say binary operation. Here we say ternary operation. General case. We say n-array operation. For the generalization of group, first we generalize binary operation to ternary operation, or general case n-array operation. Here in a slide, you see when n is equal to 3. Consider G as a non-empty set, a ternary operation. We wish to define ternary group. First, we must generalize associative law. For the associative law, we need 5 elements instead of 3 elements. You see, for every x1, x2, till x5 in G, f of f, x1, x2, x3, since f is a ternary, and x4, x5 equal to f, which is the parenthesis, x1, f, x2, x3, x4, and x5, again equal to f, x1, x2, f, x3, x4, x5. Two equality for associative law. And the second one related to generalization of equations for all B, A1, A2, A3 in G, the following equations have solutions. If X, A1, A2 equal to B, if A1, Y, A3 equal to B, if Z, A1, A2 equal to B. Here you see we have three equations that must be solved. And here you see the general form of associative law and equations. When you see these notations, x1 is I minus 1. This means x1, x2 till is I minus 1. So here we have associative law and these equations in general form. But what is example for this structure? For example, you know, real negative real numbers. It is not close with the binary operation, but this set is close with ternary operations. If you consider as n symmetric groups, an even permutation, and odd permutations, this set is closed under binary operation, but this is not closed under binary operation. This is closed under ternary operations. If G is a group, ordinary group, always we can obtain an array group from this group to define if x1, x2 till xn equal to the product of x1 till xn. But for every n greater than 3, there are n array groups which are not derived from any group. But the second generalization, you see here, our operation is from H plus H to our set of H. So in this case, the combination of two elements is a set. The picture shows many things about this generalization. The composition of two elements is a set. In a group, when you have G, you say x dot y, x dot y belong to G. But in our study, instead of G, we consider H. When we say x dot y is a subset of G. Non-nuclear. Here I presented an example of hyperoperation. You know there exists 4 types of bullet groups: O, A, E, A, B. O, A, B, A. This is like credit table or multiplication table. O, A, B, A. You consider O, A, B, A, B with a bullet group of parents. What will be the group of their children? 4, O and O will be O. O and A will be OA, the set of OA, one of them. O and AB, AB, etc. So, what is the definition of hypergroup? When we say hypergroup, this means big group. Like you say market, supermarket, yeah, hypermarket. Here we say group, hypergroup, one of the generalization. In a group, we have two. In a group, we have two axioms. Here again, two axioms. The first axiom is associative law. The second axiom, similar to equations in groups. But here you see when we say A star, B star, B equal parenthesis A star, B star, C. This is similar to group, but so different. Where the left and right are set. Then, for example, you wanted group B. In hypergroups, if you wanted to prove this, you must consider X belong to A star B, A star C. So we can not use ordinary proof of group theory here. If we simplify the second condition, then we can say for given A and B in H, there exists X and Y in H such that B belong to A star X and B belong to Y star A. You look at this and this. These are generalization of equation in groups. In group, you have B equal to A star X, and here B equal to Y star. So if this the category of groups, and here the category of hypergroup, exists a category between groups and hypergroups is called polygroups. In polygroups, I mentioned in hypergroups, usually we have not neutral elements or inverse. But in polygroups, as you see in the definition, we have a non-empty set, a unitary operation like inverse, a hyper operation like a star, and three conditions. The first one is associative law. The second one is x star e equal to x equal to e star x. And the last, x belong to y star z implies y belong to x star z inverse, and z belong to y inverse star x. In the second condition, when we say x star d equal to x, this by definition is the single. All of these generalizations are subclass of hyperstructures. Another generalization of hyperstructure is used by would you please from Greece. We substitute the associative law to non-empty intersection. This is a set, this is a set. We say the intersection of sets be non-empty. Here I mentioned two first books on algebraic hyperstructures. The first one is written by Corsi from Italy, and the second one is written by Corsi and Oriano. Oriano is the professor from Romania. And in this series of books, I classify hyperstructures. Some of them alone and some of them with my coordinates. In the first group, semi-hypergroup, only the subject is semi-hypergroup. The second one, polygroup theory and related system, only about this category of polygroup. The next, hypergroup theory, is work with Oriano, only about hypergroup. The next, for the algebraic hyperstructures with Christian from Slovenia, from Slovenia, combine hyperstructure with fuzzy logic and fuzzy system. The next, with hyperstructures, is a joint work with would you please, related to non-empty intersections. And the last, indeed, is the first one of my books in this area about hyperstructures and hyperrings. This book is free in internet, you can search and download. Also, if you're interested about example like groups, you can see this paper, algebraic hyperstructures associated to biological inheritance. Most of biological inheritance follow the algebraic hyperstructure. And the paper publishing mathematical essays and is a joint work with Alpha. Also about the application in chemistry. You know, in chemistry, if we combine two elements or two materials, when we combine two materials, maybe one element, one new element, maybe no reaction between them, maybe sometimes reaction with more than two elements. This appears similar to hyperstructures. And here I mentioned some papers related to algebraic hyperstructure and chemistry. Now, I would like to talk a little about pure mathematics part of this subject. First, I remember you a note from group theory. When G is a group, H subgroup of G, you consider the concepts and you define operation on concepts like this. G power H and 4 is group or not? G power H with this operation is a group or not? Not. G power H and 4 is not a group. You must consider H normal subgroup of G to obtain a group. Yeah. When you consider H is a subgroup of G, this gives you an equivalence relation on G. When you consider normal subgroup, this gives us a congruence relation. So, for our study related to hyperstructures, we must generalize this concept, the concept of congruence on H. Here you see a definition, let H and star be a semi-hypergroup. In a semi-hypergroup only we have associative and it is not necessarily the second condition of group. And will be an equivalence relation on H if A and B are non-empty subset of H, then A rho bar B means that for all A in A, there exists B in B such that A rho B. Our equivalence relation is between elements, but we extended the subjects or subsets. And similarly, we write A rho double bar B means that for all A in A and for all B in B, A rho. And here we consider the three definitions. We have an equivalence relation rho. We say this equivalence relation is regular on the right if we have this relation, you see, I don't two, we say is strongly regular on the right and regular. For regular, we must have left and right. If rho of X be the class of X, we define the operation between two classes like this, rho X dot rho Y, rho Z, when Z belongs to X star Y. With this hyper operation, we obtain semi-hyper group or hyper group. This picture, when we consider a hypergroup, then when we consider an equivalence relation on the hypergroup, after that, it's possible we consider regular relation or a strong irregular. With a strongly irregular relation, our quotient will be group. With regular relation similar to group, from hypergroup we obtain group. So a strong irregular relations are so important. Since we make a connection between hyperstructure or algebraic hyperstructures and ordinary algebra. One of the important relations in hypergroup theory is beta relation. For this, we consider for each n, beta n, we say x beta n y. If there exists a one field a n h, such that the set of x and y be a subset of the product of AI. And then we consider beta, the union of beta n, where beta 1 is diagonal relation. The relation if a person asks this relation is an equivalence relation or not, for equivalence relation, we must check three axes. Yeah. Reflexive symmetry and transitive. This relation is reflexive and transitive, and we cannot say immediately is it transitive or not. For the transitivity of this relation, Ferrari proved that this relation is transitive for hypergroups. And for semi-hypergroups, this relation is not symmetry. And an open problem is with this equality means that the vector is transitive or not for each group or associative with associativity in our hyperstructures. This is open problem, you can think about it. Here exists an example to show that the top is not transitive for semi-hypergroups in general. Here I mentioned some important questions. Whether there are any strong irregular relation on a hypergroup to obtain an abelian group. With beta, we obtain group. The next, we wish to obtain abelian group. The next, we wish to obtain cyclic group. The next, we wish to obtain solvable group and also the potent group. How we make change in our strongly regular relation to our groups here, be for example C or solvable or the potent. For each of them, it is necessary to define new strongly regular relation. Here you see the picture of Ferrari, who the first time proved beta is transitive. And Ferrari generalized the concept of beta to this relation. In beta, we say X and beta be a subset of the product. But in this definition, we say X belongs to product and Y belongs to permutation of A. For example, this means that if X belongs to A1, A2, A3, A4, then Y belongs to a permutation of this product. For example, A2, A3, A4, if there are no lines, it's finished. Please tell me. No. All of the things about beta here we can repeat about grammar stuff. And the important theory related to grammar, if H is a hypergroup, then H our grammar stuff is an abelian group. I don't want to talk about other cases. Here, we see a paper from Musa Bikuda, Jabalpur. They change the relation to obtain cyclic groups. This says. And here I mention another paper related to solver. Now, look at this picture. Here, this is summary of our talk till now. Here, the category of groups, the category of hypergroups, the category of polygroups between groups and hypergroups. Here, the red part is the category of in-group. But the biggest part, the category of in hypergroups. Already, if this is binary operation from G cross G to G, one of our generalizations was like this. F and another generalization like this. If we combine these two generalizations together, in this case, if A be equal to 2, when combination of two elements is one element belong to G and L equal to 2, we have a group. M group, NRA group. And in the last here, NRA hypergroup. NRA, this will be this category. Container of You know something? Famous engineer.
He is Iranian or he is Iranian?
Iranian. Their father. Zad for the first time introduced Farsi say. You know Farsi 6? What is Farsi 6? The students, do you know? Yeah. I begin with a simple question. Okay. Suppose that it's the our class, a student and teacher and professors in our class. If we consider two sets, one, the set of where, the second, the set of balls. Okay? I consider one of you. You are belong to yes. You are belong to this you are belong to A. Yeah.
You speak English as well.
For example, it's belong to A. Yeah.
Yeah.
You belong to. I call you one. Why belong to B? Now consider this. So here we can divide the students two parts. Yeah, boys, not boys. Girls, not girls. Okay. Now consider this. Hello, it's not. Clever or smart students. Now, again, you are belong to this set or not? Yes. For this set, we cannot divide it into two parts, clever and not clever. In ordinary case, we assign to every person 0 or 1. 0 when not belong, 1 when belong. Yeah. Usually in set theory, we do characteristic function. Yeah. 0, 1. When we say A, X belong to A. One. For this case, we say we have positive. Instead of 0 and 1, we consider closed interval. So if I say move z each equal to, for example, this will be yeah. If I assign this yeah, less clear. But we cannot say a person, the degree of color is 0. Yeah. Also, it's possible to say is 1. But a number between 0 and 1 is a generalization of this. This is the main idea about the phases. You said I can finish. 20 minutes. So sometimes maybe we consider the membership functions with a function. First, in the above, you see formal definition of quasi sets. Let each be a set, a quasi subset A of X is characterized by a membership function A from X to unit interval 0, 1, which associated with each point. For our example, each student, each belong to each grade or degree of membership. And here you see an example. We can define a possible membership function for the quasi subset of real numbers close to 0. By this function, you see when the number be close to 0, when the number be close to 0, this function will be near to 1. Here is the operation between fuzzy sets like subsets, union, intersection, complement, etc. And in the next slide, you see the definition of image and inverse image for fuzzy sets. I want to go the algebraic parts for the first time using film. Define the fuzzy subgroup of a group. So fuzzy sets is fuzzy subgroup is also a generalization of group. You know, in elementary algebra, H is a subgroup of G if we have these conditions. For every X and Y H, X on Y equal to H. For every X in H, X inverse belong to H. For fuzzy case, we must generalize these conditions. The first, for fuzzy subgroup will be for all X and Y in G, the minimum of mu X and mu Y less or equal to mu X1. And the second one, for all X in G, mu X less or equal than mu X. This for the first time used by Rosen. When I was PhD students, this is the year that was PhD student. I introduced the notion of quasi hypergroup. For quasi hypergroup, if the quasi subset of a hypergroup, we must consider three conditions. One, the minimum of mu X, mu Y less or equal to the infimum of mu alpha. You see this definition. Here I cannot use this. Since when I say XY is a set. So in the definition, I consider the infimum of alpha when alpha belongs to X1. And 2 and 3 will be related to the equations of our definition. For all X and A in H, there exists Y in H such that X belongs to A, Y, and the minimum of mu A and mu X less or equal to mu Y. And the last condition is similar to the two conditions. And this book, the main part of this book is this definition. In this definition, I collected all of the thoughts and other mathematicians related to quasi hyperstructures and hyperstructures and false search or false logic. Also, again, false sets have another generalization is called intuitionistic false sets. But since I think I made all of you tired, I stop here. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you for your talk, Prof. Bijan. Now, we enter the Q&A session. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. Or maybe question from the Zoom. If you have questions, you can raise your hand, or you can also type your question on the chat.
Sorry, I have to prepare for teaching. Sorry. Thank you.
Any question from this room? Maybe I can start. So my question is, wait, you ready? So how can we define the inverse for the n groups?
For n group,
Yes.
in general, we have not inverse.
In general, we don't have inverse.
Yeah, but maybe in some simple cases, some places you repeat.
Okay.
A, only one place.
Oh, yes.
And also depend on the different one of.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Another question for me. How can we define
abelian group in n groups? Because normally in user group we have only F, A, and B. So we define this F if F A equal to F B A. How can we define such in n groups?
In when n is equal to 2,
Yes.
when we say x point y equal to y or
X.
or maybe it's better I write that it's a1 a2 equal to a2 on
A1.
a1. With f will be f a1 a2 equal to f a2 a1. Now we consider a1 a2 will a.
Yes.
Then must we have f a1 a2 a equal to f a sigma 1 a sigma 2 a sigma n for every permutation.
Sigma. So it's really complex then for I mentioned for example n to 10. So we have to consider 10 factorial.
Yeah, similar associative law, for example, for 3, you must 3 equality. Here also, for example, if n be 3, then f a1, a2, a3 must be equal to f a2, a1, a3 equal to f a2,
Okay, so any question from student, you can try in Bahasa or in English? In English.
Can you explain again about the class group A, B, O, A, B? I cannot understand where O and D and column double. Maybe can you explain again?
Okay, so basically, what's the name?
Gabi.
Gabi.
Yeah, Gabi.
Gabi wants you to re-explain the blood group.
Polygroup.
The blood group. O, A, B, A, B, the blood.
Polygroups.
Yeah.
Explain about it.
Yes.
Yeah. This is the example of a hyper operation. O, A, B, A, B, the bullet groups or powers, mother or brother. Yeah. The table bullet groups for children. If father or mother bullet group is B and A, their children can be A, B, A, B, or.
That's more biological knowledge actually.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can
This
check.
is related to inheritance.
So basically the row is, for example, father, and the column is mother, or the other way around atau dibalik. So basically for each array, for each cell is basically the combination. For example, if their parent is father is O and the mother is also O, so the only possible blood type for the children is O. But if A and B, so it could be AB, A, B, A. If you ask why, this is not mathematics anymore, this is about biological knowledge. Any questions from student? Alfian? Alfian? Zaki? Zufar? You can try in Bahasa if you so Prof. Bijan.
Okay, so my name is Muhammad Abdul, and my question is from your definition in polymer group. The second point is for all x in G, then the degree of it is less or equal to its inverse. But if the true for x, then for x inverse, is it true? That the degree of the inverse is more than or equal to x. So the definition is impossible to satisfy any structure.
From this definition, yeah. It's easy to see that around this, we obtain the equality.
Thank you.
Yes. Other questions? Of students? Prof. Bijan?
How about we just combine this one statement, not two, but
Always says,
X and Y emphasis should be belong to also this statement, just one statement.
yeah, combine.
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah,
How about
yeah, yeah.
okay, thank you.
In ordinary algebra, we can combine these two conditions to one. Here also, it's possible to combine. Minimum of mu x mu y less or equal to mu x y. Unless without these two conditions.
This just like
Degree of a polynomial.
just like this. The mu is
Please.
in the yeah. When we interpret it's just like degree of a polynomial.
Yeah, degree.
Just like degree of a polynomial.
Degree of
Polynomial.
polynomial.
It's just this.
Yeah, yeah.
For the generality of if we talk about polynomial over Arvin, put it and it's not part of
But here, all of our numbers are between 0 and
yeah,
1.
just like probabilities.
But degree of polynomials greater than 1.
Yeah. It is better. Yeah, it's just like this.
This is the interpretation or motivation about this is characteristic functions.
Yeah.
For ordinary subgroups, a characteristic function satisfies this.
Yeah. Why?
Any question from Zoom?
So I guess this is the end of the lecture by Prof. Bijan. Thank you so much, Prof. Bijan, for giving a nice talk, and please give applause to Prof. Bijan.
Thank you for the audience in the class and also in the room.
And perhaps we can meet next time. We want to take picture. Please come forward.
Hey, come on, come on.
Come on, guys.
Jogging nih. Bulan masih naik.
Ini. Kita ada. Kanan kursinya itu kelihatan. Ina.
Bebas.
Lagi bebas.
One more.
Okay.